Having this much forehead going on is no joke. So how do I keep it up without Botox? Let's talk about it. All right, time for some more Adulthood Rewired, slowing down the aging process secrets. And here I am to spill them. So yeah, it's no joke. When you've got a forehead that is about the size of a billboard, the whole keeping your face from falling apart thing takes on a whole new meaning. And as I've said before in these videos, I turned 48 years old this year. So the upkeep is real, and I have challenged myself to stay away from invasive procedures for as long as possible, maybe forever. So I'm definitely always in the market for something that's going to keep things up here not looking like an accordion. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but we try to slow down that process as much as possible in this village. So why not Botox? It's just not my thing. Not for my forehead, not for, any, like I don't have fillers or anything going on here. I haven't done threading. I haven't done any lifts or whatever the new technology is. I use skincare devices. I use as natural as possible skincare products. I try to live a healthy lifestyle as much as possible. I don't get enough sleep, so that's always an issue. And I'm sure genetics come into play. I do have an oilier forehead, and so I know that that helps keep things a little less crepey. But the one thing that I use on my forehead that's not a serum and not a face tool and is 100% effective, in my humble opinion, Frownies. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. This is not a partnership in any way, but I am so impressed with how Frownies works. And I just wish I had known about them a lot sooner. And I'll take that back because a few years ago, I found out about Frownies and I just hesitated because I thought, how can this really work? Like, it's just paper that you stick to your face. And I didn't want to spend, I think it's about $25 for a box of these. One day I just couldn't help myself. So I went ahead, I broke down and I bought them. Here's the thing. Most women my age, or a lot of women my age, are getting a bunch of injectables all over their face. It's out of budget. Like I said, I've challenged myself to keep things as natural as possible. And then I also like to find alternatives for people that have to do things out of the norm. So Botox and dysport and stuff like that are neurotoxins. Not everyone can handle them in their bodies for whatever medical reason they may have, or it contraindicates with something that they're taking. It's also difficult for people who are vegans or have an anti-cruelty lifestyle. I'm not a vegan, but many of my close friends and family members are. And because it's a neurotoxin, Botox has to be tested on animals. So it's just those two lifestyles just don't gel. I also actually have a girlfriend and somebody in my family that was getting injectables, and their bodies simply didn't work well with the injections. So they would synthesize the neurotoxin or the botulinum toxin within weeks. And it became just this like never ending cycle of getting more and more and more. And it just didn't make sense. It wasn't sustainable. So Frownies is a great, 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 great alternative. And because I don't have a lot of lines naturally, I do have expression, which is another reason that I prefer not to have injectables, is that I want to keep my crazy Cuban girl expressions. My kids love that. Believe me, they love it. When I'm upset, they can tell. And I also am getting a little bit more sensitive as I get older because I have a teenage daughter, realizing that so many of the people we see online via social media videos or whatever can't move their faces. And some of them are really young girls. So I don't think that sets a healthy precedent. If you're older and you want to get some stuff done to make yourself feel better, by all means, no judgment. But I do think that we have to present as many alternative and more natural, less invasive options, especially to the younger crowd, because they are so sold on like preventing the aging that, I'm glad I didn't worry about that stuff when I was young, but because so many people do now, having options is a powerful thing. So these are great options. Frownies, I don't use them all over my forehead because I'm just using them more of as a preventative. So I create a little bit of a forehead triangle, kind of like airbender style. This is what they look like. They come apart into little triangles, and you can create like a cast across your whole, almost said something wrong there, whole forehead, or just kind of spot place them wherever you most need them. So I do my little triangle because this is the area that I want to work on. I don't really get 11s naturally, but I do get a little bit of a furrow here if like I'm really sad or upset or in pain. And so these are the areas that I want to cover. When I initially got them, I followed the instructions. They have a great Instagram account that tells you how everything works. Used them every night for 30 days and really saw a difference in just the smoothness of my forehead. So now I just use them as needed and don't use them every single day. So it's actually really cost effective. For a little box like this will last a long time. And then they have a different box that's for different parts of your face. And so these are shaped a little bit differently. You can use them for your crow's feet or your smile lines. And I don't use these very often because they do stiffen up my face and it makes me uncomfortable. Whereas the forehead one, I sleep with them on, doesn't bother me at all. And in the morning I wake up with a 15-year-old's forehead. It's lovely. So super simple. These have been around, I believe, since the 1800s. Don't quote me on that. I was supposed to look it up and I totally forgot. I made a mental note. But again, if you go to their Instagram account, there are so many incredible before and afters, and they're not like the fake Photoshop before and afters. They're very, very real. Men, women, young, old, all kinds of people are using these and finding them to be super effective. I'm glad I broke down and gave them a try. I think that you will really like them as well. And they're really easy to use. You just wet the back either with one of your hydrosol mists or a little bit of water, stick them on your forehead, leave them on overnight. If you've got really, really deep furrows, it might take a little bit longer than the 30 days. It's not magic. It's not gonna make everything like go perfectly, you know, like smooth, and you're never ever gonna have a line again, but it diminishes whatever you've got going on and makes a really huge difference. I don't have before and afters of myself, unfortunately, because I never thought to take pictures before. But like I said, for me, it's more of a preventative. I don't want to get any deeper. I don't have a lot of lines. I do have some, see? And, I just wanted to, you know, especially mom face. Like I said, like moms, like we have to make a lot of expressions. Our kids drive us crazy. So put them on, keeps things smooth. Makes me not look like I'm so angry all the time, and nothing wrong with that, right? Anyway, so I gotta run, I gotta take my dog on a walk, and my duties call. So I will see you next time. Click like, subscribe, give me a comment below if you wanna give these a try, wanna know more about them, and what else? Subscribe, share, all that good stuff so that we can keep rewiring adulthood together. See you next time.